So, ready for our next question from Con.
Okay. Hello, my name is Conchi Wei. I am a leader with leader with Take Action organizing program. I have a lot of things that I want to change in Minnesota for the Hmong community and for all of us here. I care about the lack of affordable housing for elderly Hmong people. I care about good education for our children, and I care about people being lost and isolated in our system. I want to live in a state where people are in this together and where there is fair housing, fair economic, but most importantly, before I begin to work with you as governor on these many things that I care, you have to win. And I have worked for many successful campaigns, both on the national level and local level. Most recently, I was co-headed with Kajul Kong Tao's election to the St. Paul School Board, and I know what it's like to win. And I know it takes a lot of work, a real plan, and strong supporter. But it's more than that. You need something unique and different from the other candidates. So we know you will work hard. We know you will have a good team. We know you'll do all the usual things, and that makes a good campaign. But other than this, what makes your candidacy unique and different from past losing campaign? And what special qualification or quality in a company campaign strategy will make you a winner?
Well, what makes me unique is that there isn't a Democrat, or excuse me, there isn't a Republican I can't beat, and I will not lose votes to an Independence Party candidate. And I think that that is a very critical consideration. When you look at the DFL field, it is very strong. It is full of wonderful progressives. And believe me, I've spent a lot of time this year with all of them. And I could give their stump speeches, and they're wonderful. They're good people with progressive values, as am I. But the question is, who can win? That was your question. I am a person that has worked in a nonpartisan environment now for 15 years. When I was elected county attorney, I wasn't elected the DFL county attorney. I was elected the county attorney. I work with a county board that runs the gamut of ideological persuasions, but we set those aside at the county level. We figure out what needs to be done, what the problem is, what the solution is, how we're going to figure this all out. And we do that, as I say, in a nonpartisan way. Now, as a lifelong Democrat, a strong Democrat, as all of you are, I'm sure, you know, maybe that doesn't sound like an asset. But the fact is, when you get out among the voters, those voters, and there are many of them, that don't consider themselves DFLers, don't consider themselves Republicans, and particularly when they're hiring the CEO of the state of Minnesota, they want someone who can, in fact, work in a nonpartisan way, who has experience working in a nonpartisan way, who has executive experience, like I have. I have a major enterprise that I run, 350 employees, $35 million budget that I need to make sure balances at the end of every year. So I have that profile that voters will respond to. I often tell the story of my nail technician, Vicki, who lives in Wyoming, Minnesota. And she doesn't consider herself a Democrat or a Republican, but she voted for Amy Klobuchar. She said, you know that woman, she took on that judge. Remember that ad that Amy wrote about, taking on that appeals court judge? It was very powerful. That struck well with my nail tech Vicki. She voted for Amy. She will vote for me, as will other independent voters.
So I hear your argument about the general election. Of course, to be on the ballot for the general election, you have to win the primary, which you said you're going to go straight to the primary, forego the DFL endorsement. How are you going to win the primary? What's your strategy in terms of Democrats, who are the people who vote in that primary, to even get the chance to be on the ballot for independent voters?
I will appeal to those primary voters, DFL primary voters, who like their Independence Party folks or neighbors or independent voters will respond to someone with my profile. I believe that DFL primary voters can be and are as pragmatic as independent voters and will look to my experience, my profile, and will respond that yes, she can get the job done. She is not part of the problem now. She can be part of the solution, and that will be my message.
All right, we have a question from Juventino.
My name is Juventino Mesa, and I am a student at Oxford College. I am working with Take Action with the Latino Table. I am helping organize the Latino community around the reNEW vision so that we have a strong voice in electing a new governor. As a student leader and someone who works with the immigrant community as well, the reNEW vision is important to me because it allows everyone to be involved when other groups do not. Like it says in the vision, we are all in this together. The reNEW Minnesota vision is very encompassing and demands a change in direction for our states. I know this vision for Minnesota will not be achieved overnight and could take years to accomplish, but we need to make real changes immediately if we are to get started down a new path. So my question is, if you're elected governor, what will you do to make sure you keep your eye on the reNEW vision or shared vision and not be derailed to deal with the mess at hand? You're walking into a state where no easy solution exists, so how do you prioritize and not park the reNEW bus?
I'm sorry, what was the last sentence?
And
not park the reNEW bus?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that is a very thought-provoking question, but it has some very practical answers. I have, over the course of this campaign, reached out to and listened to a very diverse group of people to tell me what the problems are, what the solutions are, and certainly progressives have been a large part of that resource for me. And as you indicate in your questions, the problems are enormous. And to park the reNEW bus, I think was how you put it, would only handicap me in coming up with appropriate solutions. There is no one answer to this terrible mess. And if you keep folks like the committed people in this room around you and listen, that's how you're going to come up with the superior answers. So it's really that simple, is to continue to learn, listen, ask, and respond to the reNEW activists, the reNEW vision, and that's how good work's going to get done.